Welcome to Christ Glorified Fitness. Today we have a new series called Camp Genesis. This video is an educational video setting up the foundation of basic exercise moves. We're going to work on form and technique. We're focusing all on lower body, and you can catch the next video up here for upper body. Now we're going to go ahead and start off with a Bible verse. It comes from Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And I know that that verse is just so fitting for today's video because if you think about it, God created the earth. He set a foundation and it's perfect. Everything he makes, the sky, the stars, the oceans, us, like he is an amazing designer, but he set a foundation and he talks about it in the Word of God. You know, the first verse is saying how God put everything into order. And that being said, I wanted to make this video because I think it's so important as we're working out from home. A lot of us are doing this, of course, online. We want to make sure that we have a strong foundation and that we're executing our moves safely, effectively, properly. And that is the purpose of this video. And you don't need any equipment today, but it would be super helpful to have a mirror around. That way you can actually see yourself from the side, from the front, and to make sure that you're doing the moves correctly. Also consider recording yourself. Maybe not today, but another time you can come back to this video, and as we're walking through these moves, you can record yourself and then rewatch it, because it's one thing to do the video right in front of the screen, but it's another thing to watch yourself and say, oh wow, you know, my knee is way past the line it's supposed to, or whatnot. You know, maybe you're squatting incorrectly. Even though you think you might be doing it right, seeing yourself changes everything. So that's super, super helpful. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to start with just a standing set position. And so this one will be very helpful getting prepared to go into a squat. Maybe you're doing some bicep curls or whatnot. But it's important to start from the ground coming up. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the front and then move to the side. So usually when you're just kind of setting up, you want to take your feet kind of hip width apart, right? And you want to keep your knees soft. We don't really need to lock out when we're working out, okay? We're not cheerleaders going up into a stunt. So keep the knees a little soft, okay? And heels should be right under the hips. Again, if you've got the mirror to the side, we'll take it to the side. It should be like this, okay? Abs are in, engage the core. Your core is always engaged. Chest is lifted, shoulders come back down right here, okay? And you're looking straight out in front of you, right? We don't want to be set up like this, because you'd be surprised. We're just, you know, this is kind of how we want to hang out a lot. And so setting up right here, abs in, shoulders back, chest up. Boom, nice and tall. And now you're ready for the squat, the lunge, the high knee, the bicep curl. This is your position now. It helps to step your feet wider than your hips. This is another way, and this will give you more support, right? So maybe you're not as balanced, or you're struggling with being stable. So taking your feet out wider can help. So that's another option. Sometimes when you're taking weights over the head, it helps to take your feet wider as well. So again, option 1 or 2, both will work. All right, next we've got is a squat. There are many ways you can do squats, right? We've got the narrow squat, which not everyone will be able to perform sometimes, but you can literally bring your heels and let them touch, bring your legs together, and you're coming all the way down here, right? So that's it. And then you'd obviously go down, but we're not going to show that one. We're going to go to the basic squat, feet hip width apart. Same thing. You've got your foundation, right? Your set up position. From here, I want you to imagine you're about to sit back into a chair. This is the best way to describe it. If you have a chair, I highly recommend you put it behind you and you practice, you know. And so from here, you're going to be folding at the hip, and you're pushing your butt and your hips back, okay? Your knees are pressing forward, but they never want to go past your toes. And as you come down, depending on your range, right here, you're going to let the weight come into the back of the heels. Chest is up. A lot of times what people do incorrectly is they start to fold forward and they're dropping their chest towards the floor. We don't want to do that. Okay, again, abs are in, chest is up, shoulders are rolled back. You can even bring your hands up here too if that helps, right here. Boom. Now you don't have to go as low. If your body says I can't, that's okay. Just work at your fitness level. But typically if you can go all the way, You want to kind of get your butt to line up with the back of your knees. That's a pretty good place to stop. And then as you come up, right, executing now, as you come up, you want to squeeze your glutes on your way up. And you want to firmly press your heels into the ground as you drive your body up. Again, we don't want the knees to press forward, so make sure you watch out for that. That's very dangerous. We lose the work in your legs. We start to hurt the knees, the ankles, and you stress out the body. So let's do that one more time right here. Boom. Ah, I'm about to fall over. And up. Here we go. Nice. And then from there, you can do wider squats where, again, this is mid. You just take it wider, okay? And then you can even go into what's called a sumo or plie. They kind of both mean the same thing. And this kind of targets more of the inner thighs and glutes. And here, anytime you're moving with your squats, doesn't matter where, your knees should always line up with your toes. You shouldn't be going out here, but your knees coming here. That's an ouchie. That's an injury about to happen right there. We don't want to do that. So sumo or plie, knees go the direction of the toes. Same thing. You're pushing your hip and butt back behind, sitting on the chair or towards the back wall, and then you come up. All right? Just like that. And now moving on to lunges. So for a lunge, okay, we can do a stationary lunge, which is highly recommended for beginners. And then you can progress into like a reverse, forward. But the stationaries, we don't move, we just stay here. So we begin by splitting our legs. I mention this a lot in my videos, and I might sound like, oh my gosh, a broken record, but it's because we forget. Sometimes I forget to keep the good form, right? Sometimes we're just moving and then, oh yeah, she says do it this way. And that's why you'll hear me repeat myself sometimes. But anyways, as you step back your leg, I want you to imagine you're on train tracks. You've got one leg on one track and the other leg on the other track. Or use a mat. That's a great way to, see right here? Split. A lot of times people do this. They want to be on the balance beam. Okay? This ain't gymnastics, guys. It's right here. This is a no. And in order to know if you're doing it right, again, record yourself or see a mirror. When you step back, your back leg shouldn't disappear in front of if the mirror is in front of you. Okay? So we'll start there. And people do lunges wrong a lot, and it's so scary to watch, honestly. But that's why we have these videos. So as we come down, our hips and shoulders are just going straight down. It takes time to get used to. Your body just wants to fight, but keep the hips and shoulders square to the front of you. You're going to drop that back knee down, boom, 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 and then you're going to come back up. If you need a wall for some support while you're just working on these, here we go. Now, as you come down, your knees are at a 90-degree angle. Now, notice how my front knee doesn't pass my toe. If we're shifting this way, we're doing it wrong, guys. Fight. It takes time, okay? And that's pretty much it. Put a weight in the back, the front heel. Put weight into that back toes, into those back toes, and you drive it straight up. We don't want to fall forward. Head stays up, chest stays up. Okay? Whew. There you go. Now, same thing when we're stepping, we're going back this way. When we're taking a front lunge, we got to be very careful too. And really it helps when you take longer steps, right? If you're taking a small step back and you're just doing this, not the greatest, okay? So really lengthen. This will also open up your hips. And the more you practice in the mirror, you watch these videos, you're going to be all right. Now, another form of lunges we can do is a lateral lunge. Okay, so now we've gone stationary, you got a reverse, a front. Now we're going to go to the side. So you basically just step out. Your heels are parallel with each other, right? We're not stepping out this way. We're not stepping out that way. We're going right here. Okay? And again, you can slightly allow your toe to go out here and out there. And then you're going right here. Boom. Booty goes to the corner of the room. Inner thigh is stretching. And then you press yourself up right here. Okay? Watch out that we're not going this way. Keep your head up. Boom. All right? Super basic. All right, nice job. So, lastly, we've got some hinges, okay? Now we'll do a hinge, which is literally just folding at the hip. We do this for deadlifts. We do this when we're using weights and maybe we're doing some upper body weights. But we want to make sure we're hinging correctly because if we're not, then we can injure ourselves. We might work the wrong muscle groups. So this is what a hinge should look like. Again, you could be set up here, maybe wider. You could even be split stance when you're hinging. But this is just I should have said hip hinge, not just hinge. Hip hinge, okay? Again, let's set up from the beginning, remember? Okay? Heels under hips, knees are soft, abs strong, chest is up, shoulders are back. Now, although we're going to fold forward, we don't curl forward, okay? We still maintain a strong upper body while we fold. So you literally are just folding at the hip, but notice how my back is still straight, okay? All right? Don't even know what to do with my hands. Now, say you're doing a deadlift, okay? Say you have your barbell or your weights. You're going to keep your arms straight. You're folding, folding, folding right there, feeling the stretch in the glutes, the hamstrings. But a lot of people do this. It's just what we do. So fight to open your chest, and it almost feels like you're kind of popping out your chest, and that's how you know you're doing it right. And then you're kind of sticking out your butt, but that's how you do it, right? You stick out the butt, you stick out the chest. It's okay to do that during deadlifts, all right? So come out here, boom, boom, and you feel kind of stiff. Okay, chest is open, shoulders are pushed down and back. So that way, if whatever you're doing, the deadlift, the flies, around the world, you know, rows, whatever, triceps, your back is straight. So check in that mirror. Hold on, son. Check in the videos, your own videos, to see if your back is straight. All right? And that's that. That is your lower body, some basic foundation moves for fitness, for workouts. All right? If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, like, share. Make sure to watch upper body moves as well. And I hope this helped. Thank you so much, and God bless.